Hey all, we are at Texas in the trucks. Just had a restart from, something happened behind me. Oh! Got on the grass there and it shot me back up a little bit too hard. I've been making adjustments. This is, I was working on a really radical setup that I used to success at a couple other tracks, not in the truck though, and couldn't get it faster than this one. This is, kind of the same setup, just not as radical. And so I made a few other adjustments, and if you remember, I believe last time we were only fast for like 15 laps. We're better than just 15 laps, but we do slow down compared to the other guys. 57, yeah, after about 20 laps. So we went from being the fastest truck on the track for 15 laps to being the fastest truck on the track for 20 laps. That's an improvement, but I'm working with the in-race adjustments and having some success, because I did that, basically I picked that up in race. And this is one of the tracks that, for me, it tends to build tight. And you get tight off too because you got the 20-degree progressive banking. 4 is more forgiving because it's a D-shaped, it's a tri-oval. So the wall, is further away as you're making the transition off of 4, so it's more forgiving. Where at turn 2 here, they shallowed up the banking, which makes it harder to turn, and it's straight wall. Wide track, but straight. And a lot of people end up late in the run getting collected in that wall, as it gets, tighter and tighter, or looser and looser. Eventually, you'll either end up spinning out, nosing into the wall, or just sliding up into and dooring it. And these are the things that you try to build the setup to avoid on the long run, while being fast and driving decent. It drives real well. It is fast. We're just trying to make it faster. But I'm also trying to make it faster later in the run as well. The restart, the lead, second lap. And we're pulling out. This is normal. We pull out as much as a 4.5-second lead, but then about halfway through the run. Now, interesting to note, I have to double check something, but we can run, looks like we can run further than everybody on the track, gas-wise. I can get almost 50 laps without saving. Definitely over 45. The first run, first stage is 40 laps, and I had 46 in the tank, I guess. And the guys started pitting beforehand. Now, if I had 46 in the tank, they got to have at least 40, right? So they should be able to make it. But the majority of the field, not everybody, but about 3/4 of them pitted, including the 2 guys in front of me because I was a little bit slower, too tight, and I ended up winning the first stage because of it. So I'm gonna, after the race, when I get back to the career screen, I'm gonna double check the settings that I didn't accidentally, make them have less gas mileage. Always a possibility. My hand fingers. We're about a tenth faster than we were the last run at this point, which is good. You see, it's sliding up a little bit too much. Same thing here. It's not slowing down. We haven't had a full run, so see, it's a little bit off. Well, I can make it to the end. From here, this will probably be 47 laps. I'm just gonna do that. I haven't done anything but tire pressure adjustments. It's all about watching, you know, what the tires are doing as the run goes on. And you know, the third stage here is where everything tends to change from the other two stages. So you want your car to be set up for this part of the race. Even if you're a little off earlier on, if wins are what you're all about, it's this stage that counts the most, obviously. And this fuel run that I'm on, if there's no caution going to the end of the race, hopefully I win it by being faster. If I can win it. As I said, you know, about 25 laps in, I start to slow down compared to them. So a lot will depend on how many cars are between me and the second place car. Because we're going to hit lap cars with 20 laps. And how much speed I can maintain compared to them in his last, 25 laps of the race. I think we're on the right track. I mean, you know, it's Texas. I know a lot of guys hate Texas. I love Texas. I mean, I like all the mile and a half. I love Darlington too, just not on this game so much. I like them because they're fast, but you have to handle well. And it's like old Daytona. They've become, you know. The draft is a factor, but it's not the only factor. And you know, you got to drive the damn thing. You can't just follow the leader. And the better you can drive the track, the better the results are typically, in my experience. As you see, you know, the white line is your friend. Buddy, I tell him that all the time. A lot of people are afraid of hitting that curb. I hit the curb all the time. Yeah, it messes me up. I'll show you twice where I lost the lead because I hit the curb. But I was also a lot tighter. And when you're tighter, what it means is that the front end is gripping more than the back end. When the front end's gripping more, and you oversteer it a little bit, and you turn the wheel a little too much, it hooks you. It hooks more. Especially when you're on pressure tires, which is, a weird quirk. You don't get actually tighter until, later in the run. And so early on, you could definitely, mess yourself up by hitting the curb. And I did twice. which also gave me a clue that I was tight. I kind of felt it, 5-10 laps after that, and been adjusting since that first run ever since. But we can never underestimate feedback. This is what we pulled out to before. See if we can extend it a little bit. I got it free, but if you notice, I got a cork. The left front is wearing a little bit more. I thought about adjusting the left front camber, but I had tried that in the more radical version of this setup, and it didn't seem to help. It didn't seem to hurt it, but it didn't seem to help. And being that this is a different version, I kind of left it where it was the last time. I was thinking about it, I believe the end of last race, but I made some other changes that would also affect the camber. And if you notice, my front tires are wearing fairly even, and that's always a little bit of a concern, because typically you want the outsides to wear more than the insides, even if it's just by 1%. And they're a little too close. That's why one of the things I kept doing was, not that I had the problem earlier, but one of the things I kept doing was widening the tire stagger, PSI stagger, left to right. We started off at about, 56, and now we're like at 60 on the front, 22 on the left, and we didn't change the lefts at all. The car doesn't start off loose. The car doesn't start off tight. It starts off neutral free. And that's my, trying to loosen it up for the longer run. And one of the things I did do, there was about a 4 PSI difference between the front right tire and the right rear. And I brought that down some. I think it's about half down. If you're watching what I did on pit stop, you would know. I don't really look at overall numbers all the time. This time not. I've been doing relative. So if I up the right X amount, right front, then I'm doing something to the right rear in relationship to the right front. That's where my mind is anyway. And wherever else those adjustments land me is inconsequential. That's what I'm concentrating on. And it's funny, when the stagger was down closer together, this is the kind of where I saw it, which is more right front than left front. But as I widen it, which should make it looser and put more weight on the right side tires, the left side's been wearing a little bit more. I got it a little bit better, but I'm maxed out on tire pressure adjustment on the front, so it's either camber or another adjustment, and I gotta go 3.8. That's good. And we're getting into traffic a little earlier, but single trucks here. See, under the pack. See, what I'm looking here is, finally, at this point in the run, I'm able to keep the right side tire temp a little bit hotter than the right front. Because that's what I've been noticing, is as we get to this point in the run, the right front starts to get hotter, and as it gets hotter, the handling on the truck gets tighter, and that slows me down. Okay, that was, I hate when they do that. why in league racing communication is so important, so you can avoid dumb situations like that. Now it's 3.8. I lost 0.8 of a second. That was 0.8 of a second right there. Okay, so we gotta pass some more cars. There's only 2 cars, and they're stragglers, single file. We gotta pass a couple of packs to really hold these guys up behind us. Should be watching that. Okay, we picked up 0.2 because they probably caught one of those guys I passed. This is also one of those tracks, if you can, in 1 and 2, run the groove. That's the darker tire wear spot like I'm in right now. This is good. Coming off here, keeping it about a half a lane lower, if you can, is great. Letting it drift up to the wall, is great also. But this groove here, trying to run the Harvick line, can't hit the curb. I am freer, so that was a freer thing, and I had to pass this. I didn't enter the way I wanted, so it was like a little bit of a mess. I aim for that sign, typically. Sometimes I aim for the black sign before it. Depends on, what part of the run and what car or truck is doing. But we're pretty much running the same speed right now. You notice the gap hasn't gotten smaller and it hasn't gotten bigger. Might be getting smaller now, but okay. A 1-on-1 split is not unusual. Okay, there we go. So now we're into the part of the run, with about 23 laps to go, where it's going to be very disappointing if I can't keep in front of Chastain and pass some more cars to hold him up. Because I would venture to say at this point of the run, he's about a tenth faster than me. Passing cars slows me down too, but I'm not passing them poorly. That was a good pass. So I might lose a tenth, but I might be able to gain it back on the next lap. So we lost a tenth of speed from the lap before. But I think they're running 30.7 still. I'm starting to slide up just a little bit. Yeah, we're losing. I think we finally got it a little too loose. Figure. 280, long. Sliding just a little bit. So maybe, because we did 2 adjustments, we opened up the stagger a little bit, and we also added to the right rear. So maybe what we need to do is just close the stagger down a half PSI if we get the opportunity. Because it's not handling bad. If you notice, see, both temps are going up, which means it's sliding. So if we cut that down a little bit, the PSI, we should build us a little bit more grip from an in-race adjustment. Yeah. It's not bad, but yeah. Lost 0.3 of a second to Chastain. and we don't have enough cars close enough in front of us to get us a good enough buffer. In fact, they're all strung out, so it's going to be a nail biter unless we have a caution. Just from here to the end, I should be able to hold them off handily after 20-25 laps. Which I can't stand, that's why I'm working on this late race speed. Picked up early on, picked up in the middle. It's just when it kind of like, you know, goes down the backside of the run, that's where we lose a little bit. We were losing because of tight, and now we're losing because of slide, grip. Just 1/10 faster. So he's running 30.7 still, and we're running almost 30.9s. This lap is going to be slower. Oh, well, there it is. How many do we have to pass? Wow. That's 22 trucks, so we can do that. We don't need to take fuel. We'll have 2/10 fuel less than that. So let's do what we were talking about. Let's see if we can hold them off for 15 laps. Well, once we get up there. Well, it'll be exciting anyway. At least I'm on the inside. We get past the line and here we go. 20. Kind of hit a bump or something, and it wouldn't turn down towards the line and miss his tailgate, so a little longer to get up front. Yeah, still going to be careful the first couple laps because the tire pressures come up. You can get that real over-rotated loose going on. Hit that again. Wow. Okay. Interesting we didn't have that issue, but tracking had changed again. Something to take note of. Oh, we're up to third. Let's see what we can do here. We're a little bit loose, as you saw. On the outside, he lost a little bit of downforce. Almost took that was out, but we didn't. We got this. See how good or bad we are. A little slide. And it's early in the run. Oh, okay. We'll have like 7 laps to go. Do we want to do it again or just leave it? I think we'll leave it this time. See if this is a good or a bad decision. This is what you would do in a real race. Or a league race. You know, so few laps left. Track position is important. If these are AI, I know pretty much how they're going to act or react, and there's that algorithm that, you know, you put your vehicle in certain spots around them and they react a certain way. In real life, people don't do that. Only AI cars do it. But let's say, you know, we're experimenting to see, okay, this is a real race, you know, we're pretending. And how effective is this track position strategy? Yep, no problem. We're a little on the loose side, but you know, tires cooled down a little bit under caution. I pretty much did not lift there. Doesn't mean it made it faster, right? Not bad. I know a lot of guys don't. You know, you just like, you get in there and like you see red. But I look at as much information as I can during the race. From the intervals, to the tire temps, to the speedometer. Speedometer is a really good tool. Like on a track like this, what I look at that's critical pretty much every lap is here. How slow am I going? I'm only doing 168, 169. I want to be 175 when I exit the turn. Ideally, you know. And then as the tires wear, it slows down. But like later in the run like this is, 170. I don't want to be slower than 170. And if you notice here, see right there, 169, 170, that is about as good as you get normally. The one thing I noticed with this setup is I tend to be able to outrun them down the backstretch, which is not something that, because of the AI, I've been able to do. So front stretch about even, which is also good. Those are signs of the pickup that I actually did make. 105 speed rating, which is good. So here we go. I also didn't qualify, so I started 32nd. This is me making my way up front. Too many 9 laps to get up front. Remember, the guys up front are much faster than the guys in the back of the AI cars. So that's to simulate, and that's kind of sort of realistic. That's to simulate, you know, like you can run slower in the back, but as you get towards the front, the cars are faster, so they're harder to pass, they're harder to stay in front of, and that's a good thing. The only thing that I don't like about the AI in both, you know, in all the heat games, is being able to ramp them up to where you're running at a particular track. So you can do it the whole series, right? But then for each race, you have to kind of dial it, you know, like, and it's not a dial, it's notches, you know? It's like, you know, like say gears, right? So, you know, you got one track you're really slow, so you have it set for first gear. But then first gear's too slow, and then you try to put it in second gear, you know, like speed-wise, and now second gear's too fast. So being able to have a dial, more of a dial adjustment, you know, like 1 to 100 or something, or just be open-ended. See, and then they all pitted. So it reminds me, when we get back, we gotta look to see if I messed up that setting. So I always keep them all on normal. I'm all on normal. I don't like having an advantage or making it easier. Try to make it as close to what I'm running as possible. Yeah, so we got stage 1. We're gonna finish 3rd, and then they pitted. I don't understand that. They did not do that in stage 2, but we had a caution about 10, 15 laps in. I think that was the caution. Yeah, I was cutting the grass there. Cut it too much, almost wrecked the field. I had to be careful. But I was, I was also adjusting. Yeah, that was the caution. Coming up through the field again. Yep. So like I said, of the 48, 49 laps that I got in gas, for about 20, 25 of them, I was the fastest thing on the track. And then I would start to slow down, but they would slow down too, so if you have a big enough lead, then you can kind of maintain almost all the way to the end. But that also says that I need more work. But coming in, I think we were 12 to 13 laps. We were the fastest, and then we start to slow down. This race was 20 to 25. As I made adjustments in the 3rd run, it got better, but we didn't have a full run. There was not one full run. The closest, I think, was about 35 laps we got. No, first stage, we had 40 laps. That was it. And I had a ridiculous amount of gas left. This is that second to last restart. Coming up through the field on fresh tires. Always a great feeling. And we did it. So another excellent race. We learned some stuff. 233 grand. Look at that merch payout. Went up from like 130 to 145. Keep going up. Keep going up. Yeah, I think we're locked into the playoffs. If we keep going like this, we might be locked into the championship 4 by the time we get to the playoffs. $29,765. Not quite a record, but it was right there. Okay. Let's see. We bounced ourselves off the wall a couple times. It was building tight in the first run. That's why we went back to 3rd. And I didn't see those incidents where I lost the lead. Hitting the curb there, else I would have pointed it out. So we should have 79, really? Well, that's very slight damage. I had the nose and the right side dinged. I guess it was very, very light. But we got the contract, 2 top 5s. Because we were killing it in the truck. I didn't take you out, Parker. I think he's the one that when I got into the grass too hard, he's the one that I knocked into. We were 3 wide. The next race is Iowa coming up. That's a short track I got to work on. I got much better at Iowa, but I'm not comfortable. And what I mean by that is, like, Texas, even though the setup was out, it drives good. Got it driving good, so I can drive through it. So even if I'm tight, loose, or whatever, I'm not really that worried about wrecking. You know, I didn't spin out myself. I got into the grass too hard once, and bumped off the wall a couple times being tight. or slidey, and not a big deal. Iowa's different. Iowa, um, it it in the game it tends to eat your tires, but you need it loose to be fast. So it's one of those tracks that's like, you can't just loosen it up, because then you're spinning out halfway through your fuel run. So I've put a lot of work into it, and I've gotten it much better, but not where I want to be. I don't remember the numbers or anything, but I know I want to work on it. Hopefully I will be able to. Now let's take a look and see. Okay. See, player. All normal. Let's see. This is the AI, right? Expert, normal. We found that was up. We did have a reboot of the system. That might have changed because of that, but whatever the reason, we got it where it should be. Okay. Normal. Okay. Yep. Normal. So I don't know why they would pit. Why would you pit from the lead when you had enough gas to go? I'm mystified about that AI move. I've never seen that before. Let's see, audio settings. I've never seen that before, but it's heat. So, it could be just Texas, but we'll look for that. And it could be just the trucks at Texas. You never know. But we did good. We had a really good day. We got 1 million. And we're not gonna. I think we're done with those videos. But as you can see, we have a super speedway car, so we good for that. We got the short track car ready. We'll have time to get the speedway car ready, and get probably plenty of time to get all of them. So we should be okay, car wise here. But anyway, thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, ask questions, anything, please. And we will see you next time. Have a good day.